Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Welcome to another episode right here on LBC branding. OMG. Girl, we're going to be talking about all kind of stuff tonight. Okay. So I hope that you're ready for this. Okay. So given all of the stuff that we're talking, that's happening in our nation and in the world right now with the whole coronavirus thing, you know, we need to like bring some positivity to the world. And the way we do that is to try to overcome negative thinking. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, if you're being a little bit overwhelmed with that, this is what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about 9 ways to overcome negative thoughts. Okay. And that starts right now. OMG, welcome to LBC Branding. Oh my goodness. If you don't know me, my name is Michelle Lawrence. I am your friendly neighborhood brand ambassador. I help you stand out so that you can make your mark in the world. The way I do that is by my mark method. That's mindset, authenticity, revenue, and knowledge. We do that by doing online classes and social learning just like this. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to make your mark. Oh my gosh. Tonight we're going to talk about 9 different ways to overcome negative thoughts. And so I know that a lot of you are dealing with stuff that, we've never dealt before. We've never been here before as like, in this generation, in this time, like what's happening right now. Some of you know me, but if you don't know me, I'm a nurse in real life. And so, ish got real, right? Like really real. I'm on the front lines every day, girl, every day. And so today was interesting to say the least. Okay. So anyways, we're out here, fighting coronavirus and, taking care of people and taking care of families. And, it's a hard thing to do, but, a lot of times it's really, really difficult to try to stay upbeat given all the stuff that's going on. So I wanted to, talk a little bit about that. So, hang on a second. I'm going to try to, find my feed. Whoops. Okay. There it is. I found it. Found it. Okay. All right, great. So I wanted to make sure that I can see your comments and everything else. Oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and unpack this. I made this whole presentation and everything for you. I cannot wait to show you all of this. Oh my goodness. All right. Are you ready for this? All right, here we go. All right. So I made this whole presentation just for you. Look, and I'm still in the picture. Yay! Look where I am, right? Oh my God. So cool. So anyway, hey Natanya, I see you, boo. I see you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so check this out, right? So we're talking about 9 ways to overcome negative thoughts. And there are lots of different things that, we want to try to focus on to try to make sure that we're not overcome with the overwhelm that's happening, right? And so tonight, negative thoughts are like a cancer, right? It can, really, really eat away at your spirit. And also too, sometimes it just damages like all the thoughts that come behind it. Right. So you have to be really, really careful with negative thoughts because it includes all the things that come behind it, it could damage it, like including your decisions, your goals, your actions, and your results, right? And so a mentor of mine used to call this stinking thinking, right? And so if you think about it, right, you have to be really careful what goes in your mind, right? So the first thing you need to do is, you know, think about that. Change your mindset, right? A mentor of mine used to call this stinking thinking. And so basically what it means is that what you think about, you bring about. Whatever's in your mind, those types of things you tend to manifest. Okay. So if you kind of know that, you need to recognize some things. So those things can poison your outlook on life. And so, we want to make sure that, you spend the time on some self-development, right? With whatever limited time that you have, spend the time on some self-development to make sure that you don't allow yourself to like go down the road of stinking thinking. Okay. So I call this your free part. This is your free part. Oh my gosh. So try to avoid stinking thinking. All right. So now we're actually going to get to number one. The first thing that we're going to talk about now is you need to take control, right? Avoid thinking of yourself as a victim. When your mindset is that of a victim, you feel doomed. You know, you'll have a plethora of negative thoughts following behind that, right? It neither, you know, it's like a victim mentality. It has like no hope or options, right? So the first thing you have to do is take control. It's your mind. You can do it. Trust me on this. You do have choices. Take control. When you notice that, take control. The next thing you need to do is recognize, you know, try to avoid, you know, being in that victim mentality, right? You don't want to do that. Okay. So I need you to like, you know, avoid being in that victim mentality. Right. And the next thing, of course, is to recognize the pattern. Okay. Recognize those patterns. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's like, you don't really think about it. Right. But if this is something that's a habitual thing for you, you might want to try to recognize that pattern. Right. Those thoughts can be habitual, just like a cup of coffee. All right. And so if you recognize that they're happening, the first step is to change your thought pattern and to catch it when it's happening in the beginning. Okay. And when you see that, you recognize the pattern, you want to go ahead and change it, cancel it, you know, change your mind. You are in control. Okay. Think a positive thought to redirect your thinking and focus on whatever you're doing in the moment. Okay. The next thing that we're going to focus on would be to read positive quotes each day. Infuse yourself with positivity. You want to make sure this is part of taking control. Okay. Read positive quotes every day. If you find yourself, you know, you can find yourself reading a book or, you know, or even quotes. I know a lot of times I'm scrolling through Facebook and then, you know, I have a friend, oh my gosh, I love her. She always puts positive quotes on. And so every single time, you know, I'm scrolling through, I see that, I'm like, oh my God, that is exactly what I needed today. You know, it might be a verse of a favorite, of a religious text. It could be like something positive, you know, anything that will help you to change your mind. Okay. So that's one way of doing that. You can read a positive quote each day. Okay. You can read a book. You can do that in many different ways. The next thing I would encourage you to do is to keep your mind on the present. Okay. Of course, come on, my slide, move. There we go. Stay present. Oops. See, now my slides are going nuts. We move faster than I wanted to. Okay, so here we go. So stay present. All right. So keep your mind on the present. Sure, looking ahead, you know, it's always kind of great, you know, to look ahead, but sometimes, you know, thinking about like the future could cause anxiety. Thinking about the past can cause regret. Try to keep your mind in the present. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, that's really all we have, right? So don't worry about the next step. Just worry about the one that you're in right now. Just worry about the current step that you're in. Okay. So the next thing I would encourage you to do would be to think about what's in your head and think about if it's truth or lies. Is it really true? Right? Is it really true? Or is it just a lie? Right? So a lot of times when you know, sometimes you have things in your head, those negative thoughts that are in your head, right? I want you to examine those thoughts. Where do they come from? Is it based on a false assumption, right? Because sometimes you're making decisions, life decisions, on faulty knowledge, okay? And so that's the first thing. Examine where that thought came from, okay? In your quiet time. And if it's a lie, cancel it. Change your mind. Redirect, Okay. Oh my gosh. Is this helping? Is this helping you? Oh my gosh. I had so much fun with this particular lesson. Okay. The next thing, let's talk about uh, perfection. Okay. Nobody's perfect. And if you think you are, you're wrong. Okay. So nobody's perfect. So stop thinking about perfection because nobody is perfect. All right. Um, a lot of times we are so like focused on things being perfect. Like, okay, so case in point, my live stream today was supposed to start at a certain time, and I was trying to get these slides, and then when I was trying to download the slides, there was a problem, and I was like, no, but I didn't want to go on imperfect, right? And so you know what, I was like, you know what, there's a way around this. Nobody's perfect. I'm going to figure this out. And guess what? Here we are. We're talking about the very thing, imperfection, right? So, try to strive for progress, right? Strive for progress because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to focus on would be to spend some time doing something good, right? Do something good, right? If you spend the time doing something that makes you feel good, it creates positive thoughts. It creates that positive mood. It puts you in a better mindset, right? So make a list of the things that you like to spend your time, doing, right? And do those things. Enjoy yourself, right? Create good habits. So, a lot of times, a lot of you right now are stuck at the house because of the whole social distancing thing that's happening right now, right? Spend some time doing something good. It might be writing a letter, sending an email, calling somebody on the phone, right? Do something good and it'll change your outlook, okay? The next thing, oh my goodness. Now this is something that I started yoga before I left my last job, and I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. And so, meditation, a girlfriend of mine, she on Saturday we had like a 3-minute meditation session. When I tell you it was so good to like just clear your mind for just a few minutes and just to focus on nothing, right? Not the fact that, there's coronavirus or there's something crazy, you're worried about your job or whatever. Just focus on just your breath, just breathing, right? Meditation is a great way to clear your mind, okay? To just basically clear your thoughts and focus on something else other than your worries, right? And so I started this practice and I really, really like it. And so, I thought maybe that might help you too. Okay. So there's so many different ways that you can do it. There's no one particular way, sometimes you have to just find the way that speaks to you. Okay. And last, but certainly not least, okay, I encourage you to make a list. Make a list of positive affirmations to take control of your self-talk. The things that you say to yourself between your ears, the space between your ears, that right there is hallowed ground, right? Make a list of those things and, make a list of positive affirmations. I had to do that this week. That was part of my homework from my coach this week. And let me tell you, it is hard work. It really is. It really is hard work. But, sometimes you need to do that hard work so that you can change those negative patterns that you see in your mind, right? So make a list of those positive things so you can take control of what's going on in your head. And the one thing I want to also leave you with is that you can do it. You can take control of what is going on. Those negative thoughts, those challenging things, that habit that is that defeats you. You can take control of that. Okay. So I want to say it in the only way that I know how, right? What you need to do is replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Okay. Make an effort to spend time with yourself each day. Some of you have more time than you know what to do with, because guess what? Oh my God, you're home with the kids, because everybody's home because of what's going on, right? Spend some time, take some me time, right? And spend a little time with yourself. You can do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I hope that you enjoyed those 9 things that you can do to overcome negative thoughts. And I hope that you join me again next week, next Tuesday. Every Tuesday I have an infusion of mindset right here on LBC Branding. And so I hope that you take some time to come back every Tuesday. I am actually going to drop a blog with all of those things. So if you wanted to have those, if you would do me a favor, drop the word think in the chat and I'll send them to you. No, you don't have to do anything. I'll just go ahead and send them to you. So you'll have that. You'll have a list of those things to kind of like, hey, you got nothing to do if you're at home. Think about some good things that'll help your spirit and help you. Okay. So if you want to find more things just like this, go ahead and like this page. Okay. Tell a friend, don't keep it a secret. And, I have all kinds of good information that I can send you. So every Tuesday you can come right back here for an infusion of mindset. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you came to spend some time with me today. I hope that you got a little something out of this, a nice nugget. I'm also going to drop an episode on my podcast, The Leopard Shoe Diaries. You can find that everywhere at The Leopard Shoe Diaries. You just go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, you can go to Stitcher? I don't know. They make all these things. There's a whole bunch of platforms. I'm out there, okay, at The Leopard Shoe Diaries. I'm also on YouTube and on Instagram at LBC Branding. OMG. Oh my gosh. I am so happy that you had a chance to come and spend some time with me this week. And, I can't wait to see you next week for another episode of LBC Branding. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I have one question for you. What are you waiting for? It's time for you to make your mark. We'll see you next week.